ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यनिजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्वोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 Page 46, Mantra 7. नान्तः प्रज्ञं न बहिष्प्रज्ञं नोभयतः प्रज्ञं न प्रज्ञानगनं न प्रज्ञं नाप्रज्ञम् अदृष्टम् अव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यमलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यम् अव्यपदेश्यम् एकात्मप्रत्ययसारं प्रपञ्चोपशमं शान्तं शिवमद्वैतं चतुर्थं मन्यन्ते स आत्मा स विज्ञेयः. So various philosophies, they differ in terms of many aspects. What is the concept of moksha? What is the concept of the sadhana which gains moksha? What is the jīva-svarūpam? What is Ishvara-svarūpam? They differ. Also they differ in epistemology. How many pramanas are accepted, it all depends on, like Charvaka accepts only one pramana, pratyaksha. Nayayika may accept two, Bauddhas accept two pramana, pratyaksha, anumana, etc. Nayayika may be three. So like that, we accept all six pramanas. We and Bhattas, we are, they are our step brothers. So but the Prabhakaras, they accept, I think, 5. Bhattas. Vyavaretu Bhattanayaha. For Vedāntic, this is a ukti. Vyavari. So far as the empirical world is concerned, we Bhattanayaha, we go along with the Bhattas. So Kumaril Bhatta's Anuyayis, so that is Bhatta. And the other is a Prabhakar Mishra. Both are Mimamsaka, but they have a difference. Anyway, my point is, so philosophy, one of the aspects in philosophy is epistemology, how knowledge takes place. And that has been brought up here. So it's a little technical discussion, but we have to know. If we know properly, you will know that other than listening, nothing is required for moksha. No samādhi, nothing. Nothing means nothing. If this becomes clear to you, if it does not become clear, then all this thing will remain. That this teaching, etc., the attending classes give indirect knowledge. Direct knowledge means experience. Pratyaksha has to take place. I have to still experience Brahman. All these kind of things will remain. Bhāṣyakara wants to remove this notion. So, in a page number 49, you see in the first para, rajju sarpa viveka samakale iva rajjvam sarpa nivrutti phale sati rajvadigamasya. This is a very profound statement. Rajju sarpa viveka samakale iva. Iva means it's an example here. Like. So, rajju sarpa viveka. You should do the viveka that one is adhyāsa, other is adhisthānam. One is mithya, other is mithya, other is satyam. So satyamithya viveka, adhisthana and adhyaropa viveka has to be done. So in case of a rajju sarpa viveka, if you do that, when you do that, rajjvam sarpa nivrutti phalam, then sarpa definitely being adhyāsa, nivrutti, you are negating. That itself is a phalam. That's called rajju adhigamaha. Rajju jnanam is nothing but this viveka jnanam. Rajju sarpa viveka jnanam, satyamithya viveka jnanam, adhyāsa adhisthana viveka jnanam itself. When you do, sarpa nivrutti takes place. Mithyatvam of the sarpa, you will understand that sarpa is adhyaropa, you understand. That is called the knowledge of rope. And therefore, nothing else to be done. Rajju adhigamasya, you add now from the previous line. Rajju adhigamasya pramāṇāntaram sādhanāntaram va namrugyam. Namrugyam, you don't need rajju adhigamasya. For the knowledge of rajju to take place, you don't need pramāṇāntaram. You don't need some other pramāṇa, some other means of knowledge. Well, this sarpa nivrutti has happened, that's fine, but rajju has to shine still. So, if rajju doesn't shine in your head, then sarpa nivrutti will not take place, okay? And therefore, so this is rajju adhigamasya pramāṇāntaram. For knowing the rajju, no other pramana is required other than this viveka jnanam between sarpa and rajju. And that is maybe born of by torchlight or maybe born of by somebody's words, shabda. Rajju being siddha, it's already there. Rajju being siddha, the words of a person that this is not snake but this is rope, or the snake is rope. Look at the snake. He says snake is rope. That's called viveka. Yeah. Snake is rope means definitely snake is mithya. This is called bādhāyam samādhi. The snake is rope. The sthānu is ayam sthānuhu purushaha. What you take it as a purusha, well, is a sthānu. I'm sorry, it should be other way around. It's okay, either way it is okay. Okay, but so one is bādha. Bādha means negation, nivrutti. You say bādha, you say nivrutti, you say nasha, same thing. Anyway, so basically pramāṇāntaram sādhanāntaram. No, but anyway, no other means of knowledge is required, but some practice is required. Rope. Sarpa nivrutti has taken place, but still rope is not shining for me. Rope. Swamiji, now you can leave. You said snake is rope, I understood, so snake is gone. But still rope is not shining in me. I will do japa, at least 2 malas I will do. Okay, then I will understand that it is a rope. Kya baat hai? And therefore, so Bhāṣyakara's statement, rajju sarpa viveka samakale iva rajjvam sarpa nivrutti phale sati. When it happens, rajju adhigamasya, you should add it. The vakya is not complete. Rajju adhigamasya pramāṇāntaram sādhanāntaram namrukyam. You don't need any other pramana. So that's how I was discussing. Now let's come to our topic. So that's our topic only. This is Bhāṣyakara's example. And so knowledge born of words will be either direct or indirect. If a vastu, the subject matter is already siddha. If it is already siddha, it's already evident, it's already accomplished, it's already siddha, then in that case, the shabda should not give any knowledge because already proven, evident. Evident means it is already proven. Proven means what? Proven means what? Through proof it is. What is proven means through the proof. That proof is called pramāṇa. So with the help of a pramāṇa, you have proven something. Now you say, if let's say a subject matter is already siddha, it's already proven, then you don't need any means of knowledge because it's already proven. Yeah, correct. But then why do you say still there is a need? Because there is a samānya jnana. Vishesha jnanam is not there. In our case, I am, all the three states. Invariable. Invariable alone is adhisthana. Variable is something adhyāropa. On the same rope is invariable. What is variable depends upon the person's head. Somebody says it's streak of water. Somebody says it is snake. Somebody says it is garland. Yeah, it's variable. So I am. Somebody, I don't say I am in a deep sleep state. So what? It's your state of experience. Yeah, you are very much there. When you say I slept, that I is awake to have an experience of a sleep. That won't go. In dream I am there. I am. In a waking you will recollect everything. That's called pratyabhijñā. That's a pratyabhijñā. Pratyabhijñā is a knowledge. Yaf pratyabhijñāyate. Right? Dakshināmurti Stotram. Yaf pratyabhijñāyate. I was present in a deep sleep state. I was present in a dream state. I am present in waking. So that I am has no concern at all with a corresponding jagat. That I has no concern at all with the waking world, with the dream world, or with the unmanifest. Because it is I remains I. Without I, no jagat will be there. But I is unaffected by this. That's called Turiya. Not affected by the waker, not affected by the dreamer. Attributes of the waker, dreamer, etc. Waker had so many raga dveshas and so many things, so many bubbling going on. When he sleeps, so nothing was, he doesn't find I is there, but this all bubbling is not there. The bubbling is attached to that waker. All this bubbling was attached to the dreamer. Therefore, I am waker, definitely. I am is an invariable factor, asanga factor. Invariable factor, adhishthanam. But I am Turiya. Vishesha jnana. Even though vastu is siddha, it is evident. The evidence for I is I. That's for self-evident. Nobody proves. No proof. You don't need any proof from anybody that you exist. Afterwards, well, what you want to say, there you ask somebody. Or you have your own notions. Therefore, the Vishesha Jnanam is not there. Therefore, you say, I am Vishwa, I am Taijasa, I am... You are very much present in all the three. Vishwa is not Niratmaka. That's how we saw Shunyata Apattihi. Vishwa is not Niratmaka. Well, Swamiji, because it is negated, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, Na Anta Prajnam, the Mahesh Prajnam, therefore all three we have to negate completely. Then Turiya will appear. No. Not at all. Only it's a Viveka. Yeah. If Turiya, after negating completely, removing them completely, if Atma, the Turiya appears, then the Vishwa had no Atma at all. Vishwa has no Atma. If Vishwa has no Atma, means Vishwa has no existence. Atma means it's Sat. Therefore, Vishwa is Shunyam. Do you say I am Shunyam? If Vishwa is Shunyam, you should right now, being a Vishwa, you should say I am Shunyam. To say I am Shunyam, I will be there. What will you do? Therefore, the Atma, the Turiya is present in all the three. Therefore, it is simply a negation through Viveka. Vishesha Jnanam takes place that I am Turiya. That's it. Nothing else is required. Therefore, when you say I am Veker, you can say that, and you should say that. Understanding that Veker is simply an incidental status to the Atma. It is going to go. It may go any time. It may go even within 1 hour also. It may go after 1 hour. When the person starts dozing off. When you doze off, you are no more a Veker. It's all gone. All gone. Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, they are incidental status. A waking world, dream world, the unmanifest is an incidental status. The Vaishvanara, etc. is an incidental status. What is truth behind everything is this Atma alone. There is no Vaishvanara without Atma. There is no Vaishvanara without Brahman. Atma, you say one side of Atma and then you say Brahman. I am Atma, Brahma, already said. Already over. Therefore, all that is here is Om, let's leave it. All that is here is Brahman. Wow. I want to see that. I am Atma, Brahman. I am aparokṣa, self-evident. And therefore, Atma alone is the reality in any state. The Vaker, the waking world, the Vaishvanara, the waking experiences, all are embedded into Atma. They don't exist without you. You are immanent in all the three. If you are immanent in all the three, means you are in the form of just three? No. You are Turiya. That's our fourth. You are really transcending in terms of reality all the three. Since you transcend in reality of all the three, therefore you are really not Vishwa, you are not really Taijasa, you are not really Prajna, therefore you are Turiya. So Vishesha Jnanam is not there when the Vastu is Siddham. The Shabda can give you Vishesha Jnanam. Samanya Jnanam, I am is already there. You don't need to ask. So in order for the Mahavakya to be meaningful, well, one has to recognize I am Atma, Brahma, etc. to recognize Atma being independent of these three, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. That's how equation takes place. If I am Atma, means I am that individual, is Brahman, equal to Brahman. Mahavakya will not take place. We have to understand the Atma is Brahman. This is self-evident I is Brahman. That can happen by negation. Nantah prajnam, na bahishprajnam, na ubhayatah prajnam, etc. Anyway, and there is a contention that this aparokṣa jnanam, Vastu is aparokṣa, jnanam is aparokṣa, direct, etc. And no, but initially when somebody listens to the classes, then definitely he will not have this kind of I am Brahman, will not be there. He definitely gains a lot of knowledge about Brahman, that Brahman is Jagat Karanam and that is Atma, that also we will definitely be say. But I am that Brahman. I am not Vishwa, but I am Brahman. I am not Tejasa, but I am Brahman. I am not Prajna, but I am Brahman, etc. They all are adhyāsa on me. That is aparokṣa jnanam. That is not there. Then if he says Atma is Jagat Karanam, Brahman is Jagat Karanam, etc., Atma is Brahman, etc., that is aparokṣa jnanam. If parokṣa jnanam is then you need something, Swamiji. That's where we were discussing prasankyanam, etc. Well, gaining a parokṣa jnanam, then leave the classes and sit in one corner and just start saying I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Still Atma is I and I am Brahman is not understood. But by doing this japa, so vritti avritti, one day, padak, there will be one, I will say I am Brahman. Therefore, what do you think? No. If you are not able to, if you for you the knowledge is still parokṣa, means vritti has not taken place in you. Therefore, jnanam has not occurred. Vritti has not taken place. What is a vritti? This is akhandakar vritti. I am Brahman. I am in the form of the waking world, and etc. That has not taken place. So, for vritti to take place, use a pramāṇa, shabda, not japa. Yeah, that's what is going to come. And therefore, that kind of a thing will not work. When Atma is Brahman and Atma is I, and there I am Brahman, and therefore, I am not able to claim I am not Brahman. That vritti has taken place. Just uttering these words will not be helpful. Anyway, and so that's Bhāṣyakara wants to explain that. So he said here, rajju sarpa viveka samakale iva rajvam sarpa nivritti phale rajvam rajvadigamasya pramāṇāntaram sādhanāntaram va navrugyam. So earlier there was a dushta pramāṇa, so defective pramāṇa. Because of that only we are saying that that is snake, etc. Now you use a better light, etc. And then you say this is a rope. You see is it a rope? No, it is a rope. And therefore in that case now, for knowing the rope, seeing the rope, you don't require any other pramāṇa or any other sadhana, etc. Need not say rajju, 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 etc. Such kind of japa is not required. Tatha atma Turiya adhigamasya pramāṇantaram va namrugyam. Sadhanantaram va namrugyam. For understanding Turiya, you don't require to have another pramāṇa or any other sadhana peksha. You don't require. Because no sadhana can be there without Turiya. No experience, no pramāṇa will be there without Turiya. So basically, what you need is avidyā nivritti. Avidyā nivritti takes place by the help of vritti. Vritti takes place by using a pramāṇa, etc. And therefore, avidyā nivritti eva jnanam. Nothing else is required. So if it has not occurred, avidyā nivritti, if vritti has not occurred, means avidyā nivritti has not taken place. Avidyā nivritti has not taken place, resort to pramāṇa, that is Śravaṇam. Right? Pramāṇa means it's a study of Upanishads, etc. No other sadhana, etc. People generally do. Anyway, so everything is adhyasta upon Atma. Turiya Atmani sarvam adhyastam, like sarpa is adhyāsa, etc. Sarpa, garland, etc. You can take three there also, like here three. Vishwa, Tejasa, Turiya, Prajna, etc. There also you can take three. So everything is adhyasta upon Atma. Turiya Atmani sarvam adhyastam. Atma eva idam sarvam. And therefore, and at the same time, Atma is nanta prajnam, etc. Na vaish prajnam. So it is clear. If Atma is everything, and then still I say Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, this waking world, etc., Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha, all this still I say. And when I say, I definitely feel they are all different. Right? We feel they are all quite different from each other and all that. When Upanishad clearly says all that is here is Brahman or all that is here is Atma, in that case, whatever you count all this must be mithya. That's how Nanta Prajna, etc. So this qualified consciousness, Vekar consciousness, Mahish Prajna, Anta Prajna, so internal consciousness and all that, Gana Prajna, etc., or Prajnana Gana, etc., mass of consciousness, mass of all cognitions, etc. All this, it's all pertaining to the mind. There is no Vekar consciousness is Swamiji extrovert, means consciousness has gone from here to there. Its mind has gone. But consciousness along with the mind, being upadhi, we call Vekar consciousness. And of course, identified with the body and sense organs also, not just mind. So then it becomes a Vekar. So it's a vaker consciousness, qualified consciousness. Vaker consciousness has consciousness as a reality. The mind, senses, etc., and identification with that, etc., is a adhyāropa. Or you can say mind, senses, body, etc., are adhyāropa on the consciousness. And then there is a dream consciousness. Again, consciousness invariable. Their only mind is superimposed, or vasanas are superimposed, either. But mind, ultimately. So mind is superimposed, nothing. No identification with the senses or the body. That's it. So that's how anta-prajña. And then prajñāna-ghana. So all varieties of consciousnesses, cognitions, all vrittis. Now this internal consciousness, external consciousness, right? All this. Part consciousness, that consciousness, gone. Internal consciousness, in dream also various vrittis. All consciousnesses have become as though one. Mass of consciousness. It's not mass of consciousness. Means several consciousnesses were there, they have become lumped. All the ornaments were there, they have all become one lump of gold. So several consciousnesses were there. Every vritti is a consciousness. Mind itself is consciousness, vritti is consciousness. Therefore here it is, when mass of consciousness means the mass of all these vrittis, mass of all various cognitions which were there in a waking state and dream state, all have become one. And that is non-separate from what? Consciousness. That's what it is. That is what I is, invariable. Consciousness is invariable, Swami. I am invariable. So I am consciousness. All three are adhyāropa. So this is how Vishesha Jnanam with the help of words, etc. takes place. So qualified consciousness is good. Qualified consciousness is all that is Vyavhara. That is there. Anyway. And therefore, even in a other knowledge, like pot knowledge, etc. also, you are the knower. So, antakarana avachinna chaitanya. Okay? So, antakarana avachinna chaitanyam. So, consciousness as though enclosed in a mind. Upadhi. Not really get enclosed because mind is mithya. Anyway, so that's a pramata. And definitely, then in the Ghaṭa-jñāna means what? Definitely, we are now seeing how pot knowledge takes place. Pot knowledge takes place for the knower. Knower means what? Pramata means what? You know, which our Sagara discuss. That is antakarana vachina chaitanyam pramata. Okay. Then in such a mind, which is now conscious, there is a vritti, right? Pertaining to the Ghata. So Ghata vachina chaitanyam, that's called Ghata vritti. Ghata cognition. Naturally, Ghata pratyaya is there. A vritti is also that non-separate from chaitanyam. Antakarana avachina chaitanyam. Antakarana is non-separate from the chaitanyam. That is we call pramata. Pramata is non-separate from chaitanya. This vritti, the prama also is non-separate from the chaitanya. And so, basically chaitanya being the same, there is one consciousness, everything is Atma alone. But this Ghata, before the Ghata vritti takes place, Ghata was remote, not known. There was avarana. There was avarana on Ghata. Who had that? Ghata had really avarana, or the pramata has avarana? Pramata has avarana. That is his upadhi. Pramata has avarana. And therefore, please understand this. Pramata is because antakarana vachinna chaitanya. So pramata has avarana regarding various objects in the world. Ghata here. So the Ghata avarana is ajnana. So that is there with the pramata. As the vritti takes place, Ghata vritti takes place, the avarana on the Ghata, the avarana which is there with the pramata, that avarana goes away. Avarana goes away, ignorance goes away, avidyā nivrutti takes place. Right? And when avidyā nivrutti takes place, that itself we call what? Ghata-jñānam. That's called Ghata-jñānam. Please understand this. Here the Bhattas will say something that we'll see later. This is our mata. Bhāṣyakara is going to discuss in few few sentences now, but we are building up before itself. So avarana, which is Ghata, which was ajñāta before, not known, right? That has become known now. So I am Ghata iti jnanam, that knowledge takes place. So Ghatakara vritti removes the ignorance and of this particular Ghata, whatever is there, not Smriti Ghata. The Smriti Ghata is not, because we already know, therefore it's not avarana. It is there in your memory, it manifests now as a Ghata vritti, but that we are talking about the Ghata which was not known, avarana was there, that Ghata. Okay, so Pramāṇa is that, is only for the Anadhigatam which was not known. Therefore, now Ghata which was not known will be known through that Ghatakara vritti. Ghatakara vritti is there, but Ghatakara vritti also is Ghata vritti also is within Chaitanyam, and therefore definitely Ghata-jñānam takes place. Once that ajñānam that remoteness is gone, knowledge of the pot is there. This is called Ghata-samvit or Ghata-jñānam, etc. And it is purely removal of the ignorance, purely removal of the avarana. So here we ask, other than this, in the process of this knowledge of pot, any other special thing is required other than the avarana should go, ajñānam should go, by knowledge, the Ghata vritti takes place. Other than that, any other thing is required or not? Well, so they say, Kumari Bhatta says, I said Bhatta, so they say pragatyam. So Ghata vritti takes place, so definitely avarana will go away. Avarana for the Ghata will definitely go away. That is okay. But then also, that Ghata pragatyam. So pragatyam is the revelation of the pot should take place. Even though avarana of the Ghata goes away by the Ghata vritti, right? Ghata vritti definitely removes avarana, but that is not enough for the knowledge. Pragatyam of the Ghata, the revelation of pot, which is a special feature in Ghata-jñānam, that also should be there. Then only Ghata-jñānam takes place. So, means what is necessary, they say, is the special feature of seeing the pot. Revelation of pot, seeing the pot should be there. So, avidyā nivrutti takes place for the pot in a Pramata's mind, and then that is not enough. Pramata should see that pot. How if avidyā nivrutti takes place in the head of a Pramata, what else is required? Pot is already shining, and pot is shining, Pramata already is shining, and therefore definitely the knowledge takes place. The avidyā nivrutti alone is a knowledge. So Vedānta says ajñāna nivrutti alone is a pramāṇa phalam. There is no special vishaya jnanam, Ghata-jñānam, Ghata-pragatyam, etc. because knowledge of pot is already there. No knowledge is created. You say avidyā nivrutti takes place by operation of a pramāṇa, vritti, etc. Vritti removes the ignorance pertaining to the Ghata, then definitely pot knowledge should be generated. Vishaya pragatyam, revelation of pot knowledge should take place. So this knowledge is generated. Then in the head, then only we will say it is Ghata-jñānam, etc. Well, it is not required because knowledge, no new knowledge is created in the world. All the knowledge is there. In fact, entire creation is a knowledge of Ishvara. Entire creation is a knowledge of Ishvara. And knowledge is there, therefore consciousness is there. No knowledge and consciousness cannot be away from each other. And therefore, definitely, that's all Ishvara's Maya. Maya is this all. All knowledge. Ishvara's all knowledge is this Maya. Through that only Ishvara is called Sarvagnya, Sarvavit. Anyway, therefore, the knowledge is already there in Ishvara Chaitanyam, and Jnanam is already there. Therefore, Ishvara has Sarvajñatvam, etc. And therefore, only for you the inhibiting factor was there, that is Avarana. That's your Upadhi. That is removed. Therefore, while avidyā nivritti takes place, then automatically that alone is, that Ghata-jñānam is already there, which takes place. Ghata already is shining in a Chaitanyam alone. I told you already, Ghata Vachinna Chaitanyam is there. Definitely, Ghata Vritti takes place, Avarana goes away for the Pramāda, and therefore, afterwards, in a second step, the knowledge will be generated. So, revelation of pot will take place. No. Revelation of knowledge, revelation of pot means knowledge of pot takes place. So, it's a special feature. No special feature. Only I am not having this knowledge, which because of my Upadhi, Pramata's Upadhi is this Avarana. And therefore, and there is one consciousness. Atma alone is Ishvara or Parameshvara, and in Atma Chaitanyam this Sarvajñatvam is also there, because definitely, with the Maya Upadhi being Anadi and Brahman being Anadi, that Ishvara, well, definitely is already there. And therefore, because of my Veshti Upadhi, I have Avaranam, and the Avarana Nivritti alone is called Jnanam, because Jnanam is not generated as some special feature, etc. Even Ajnana Nivritti itself is, or Avarana Nivritti, is enough. That's called knowledge. So therefore, nobody creates any new knowledge. That's how I said, because of your Avaranam, you say I am away from my Ishvara. That's the only thing. That is why even in terms of Upadhi, our Avarana and that Maya, we never say this Veshti Upadhi is away from the Samashti Upadhi. Cannot be. Could you follow? So within Ishvara, means Maya Vachinna Chaitanyam, I am very much there, but I as a separate entity due to my Avarana. That's it. Due to Karana Sharira, I say I am different from Ishvara. Really speaking, you are not. So, whenever any Avarana goes away, here we are Vishayakara Vritti. Definitely, you will, when it goes away, well, you are one with the Ishvara. Therefore, knowledge also gives a certain time, Ananda also. Anyway, I don't want to go, but you should understand, sometimes they say avidyā and sometimes they say Maya. So don't get surprised. Really speaking, this Avarana, well, which goes away, there is, the knowledge already takes place in your mind, because already it is there in a Ishvara. So you are pervaded by Ishvara. You take yourself to be different from Ishvara due to this Avarana alone. That is Ajnana, Karana, Sharira, etc. So which is, in a Ishvara, well, everything is included. Nothing can be away. So Karana Upadhi is away from Ishvara, cannot be. And so Vedanta says this Jnanam is Siddham. If it is not Siddham, then definitely knowledge is generated. In that case, how can Ishvara be Sarvajña? How can Ishvara be Sarvajña? Because I am generating knowledge. If I am generating knowledge, well, there is no role of Ishvara here. Ishvara doesn't have this knowledge. I have created this knowledge. Kya baat hai? Therefore, there is no Sarvajñatvam. Anyway, so every Jnanam is Siddham, and that's how with the Maya Upadhi we call Sarvajña, Sarvavit, etc. And when Avarana goes away, I will understand that I and Ishvara are one alone. I am a Jagat Karanam, Ishvara is a Jagat Karanam. Therefore, I say I am Chidananda from the standpoint of Adhishthanam, or I say I am Shiva. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivam. I am the cause of the whole creation, because whole creation is Mithya. Anyway, I don't want to take too far, but this is every knowledge ultimately rests in a consciousness, and consciousness being one, only difference occurs is due to Avarana. And therefore, Avarana alone goes away. That's called knowledge. Knowledge is already there. It is no special feature. Knowledge is not created, etc. So, Chit alone is one, and therefore, in one Chaitanya alone, everything is there. Ishvara has got it, I haven't got it. That's the difference due to Avarana. And why I have not got? Because, but then when did this Upadhi came? Avarana came. Anadi. Ishvara is Anadi. With this Upadhi, I am a jiva, called jiva. I am Brahman, but with this upadhi I am called jiva. Anadi. So all this anadi, this is going on. Anyway. So and therefore that is why since this kind of avarana is there, the means of knowledge are given. Pramāṇa-vicāra is there. Yeah. For knowledge to take place, Pramāṇa-vicāra is there. Ishvara is one. For knowledge to take place, no Pramāṇa-vicāra. He is all knowledge already. And any knowledge is within all knowledge. And therefore no knowledge is created. We should understand this very well. Therefore anybody here who claims in this world, oh, this is my approach. I have created this, that. Nothing is created. It's all, your purushartha is just to tap. All scientists are basically tapping the all knowledge Ishvara. Yeah. And when they get it, eureka, okay? And therefore, Pramāṇa-vicāra is there. So Ishvara is a sarvajña and sarvavit also. Due to Maya Upadhi, I will become only a sarvajña. Yes, sarvajña sarvavit, yasya jnānamayam tapaha, Mandukya Upanishad. That's for Ishvara. And so, avarana and adhyāsa, same thing, that nivrutti takes place. Knowledge already exists. Atma being Chaitanya, no knowledge is away from Chaitanya, and I am that Chaitanya. Therefore, that knowledge takes place here when avarana goes away. So, this is a special thing in Vedānta. So, and what is the advantage here? That no new knowledge is created. What is the advantage? Let's see the advantage. If I create knowledge, means that before I create knowledge, it was not there. So when previously knowledge was not there, means jnana abhava was there, then jnana abhava cannot create any adhyāsa. Right? So definitely, like self-knowledge. Right? So basically, if self-knowledge, if I am creating a knowledge, if I create knowledge, means before I create a knowledge, there was a jnana bhava. So jnana bhava was there, right, which is called ajnanam, but it is in form of a abhava. Then how can it create a adhyāsa, which is bhava? That is the issue with the Sachidanandra, Hole Narsipur. But anyway, so Swayam Abhavat, like a Vandhyaputra, basically cannot be a locus for committing a mistake. Therefore, there must be a ajnanam which is yat kinchit bhavam. Something is there, anirvachaniyam is there, well, and that creates this adhyāsa, etc. And that goes away by the jnanam, etc. Anyway, so abhava cannot create anything, and so adhyāsa is basic. That's how we call this adhyāsa as a jnana pratiyogi. See, the pratiyogi means opposed to. Like Ghata is a Ghata abhava pratiyogi. Pot is a opposed to a pot. Pot means existent pot. Is opposed to Ghata abhava, non-existence of the pot. So therefore, if this adhyāsa is a jnana pratiyogi, if adhyāsa is removed, opposed to, right? Adhyāsa is removed by jnanam, then definitely adhyāsa has some entity, some bhava. If adhyāsa has some bhava, then its cause also must have some bhava, some kind of existence. You know very well, mithya. So that is there. So therefore, in that case, we don't create a knowledge. Could you follow? Ajnana has some bhava, and therefore jnana vritti definitely takes place. But avidyā nivrutti alone is called this jnana. So vritti jnani pratiyogi is already there, and this kind of avarana is not there in Ishvara. We have this avarana, and jnana vritti takes place, which is opposed to this avidya, and that will go away. So avidya nivrutti is jnana. And so with that, definitely in our case also, this vishvoham, I am the Vishwa, I am a Taijasa, I am a Prajna, etc. I am a Bhokta, I am a Karta, etc. I am a limited. All this is adhyāsa. That its pratiyogi is this jnanam, vritti jnanam, and definitely that is removed. That vritti jnanam basically removes the adhyāsa. Therefore, adhyāsa also is sambhava, because they are opposed to each other. Therefore, definitely, if they are opposed to each other, they belong to the same category. Vritti, jnanam and adhyāsa or avarana. Well, definitely. And therefore, jnana has some kind of an existence, which has the same reality as of that jnana vritti also. So, with avidyā nivritti takes place, that alone is this knowledge. Avarana nivritti alone is called jnana. There is no new knowledge created here. If knowledge is created, what will happen? I am the first person to live this. Anything which is created, anything which is kritam, anything which is created, janyam, that is anityam. And therefore, being anitya, you gain the knowledge that I am free, but that will go away. Means moksha also will be anityam. Then we don't want that kind of a moksha. So therefore, jnanam na kritam, siddhatvat. Ajnanam is also siddham, means it is there. Whatever, yat kinchit bhavam. Not that we are saying it is satyam, but yat kinchit bhavam. Adhyāsa, ajnanam, even atma also is siddham, but it is self-existent, etc. That way it is siddham. They are not krutam. Atma is not krutam. Ajnanam is not krutam. That's how we say beginningless. Adhyāsa is not krutam. Right? Ajnana is anadi. Adhyāsa also is anadi. So Atma Jnanam means remove the Atma Avarana, and thereby Sarva Anartha Nivritti takes place through that Pramāṇa, etc. Pramāṇa-vicāra basically. So Pramāṇa Phalam Avasanam iti Anartha Prapancha Nivrittihi Phala Avasanam. So which resolves Avasanam, which resolves in that Phalam being having removed the ignorance, the Vritti also goes away. Vritti will not stay. Vritti is also Kshanikam. That's how we say. Yat kinchit bhav means it has jnana vritti also it has a adhishthanam, that is jnanam, that nirvishesha jnanam, consciousness. But vritti once removes this avidyā, that vritti also goes away. Having its job done, it goes away. That's how any vritti gives you knowledge. It doesn't stay all the time. That's how you have come to know before several years 2 plus 2 4. That knowledge has taken place in form of a vritti, has removed that ignorance pertaining to what is 2 plus 2. What will be the answer? That ignorance was there, it has gone, the avarana is gone. Now you got it before several years, right? That vritti has already gone. But once a vritti has gone, jnana vritti goes, means jnanam goes away, that doesn't happen. Jnanam doesn't go away. Jnanam will remain all the time. Vritti will go away, definitely. Vritti does its job of removing avarana. That's it. So, avidyā nivritti eva phalam. And avidyā nivritti, avarana nivritti, adhyāsa nivritti is a phalam. Adhyāsa nivritti means anartha nivritti. That's it. And therefore, if you are in your life, if you want a samsara nivritti, just work for that the jnana vritti takes place. And therefore people just ask this question sometimes, Swamiji, how to retain this? So I understand everything what you said, but how to retain this? I understand what you said, I am Brahman, that is there. But how to retain this? Retain this means what? Retain Brahman or retain vritti? If you want to retain Brahman, then definitely it is something to be, because it is I. Only one thing is not required to retain, and that is you. Okay? And therefore, I is already retained. Okay. Then vritti therefore somebody vritti should be retained. If vritti is a kshanikam. Vritti is a kshanik, momentary. You can never retain a vritti. It is something like, I want to retain this second, Swamiji, this particular second. When you said, I am Brahman, I want to retain this particular second. By the time you say, that second has already gone. Okay? So, so definitely, what do you want to retain? What do you want to retain? Swamiji, I want to retain this. But I could not retain. What? Brahman or vritti? Neither vritti will remain. And Brahman is already retained. That's in form of I. It is I. I means that I have not to retain? Yes. Then why should I say I want to retain? That vritti has not occurred. Which vritti? I am Brahman. That vritti has not yet occurred. If I am Brahman, vritti has occurred. You won't bother. No jnana vritti stays. No jnana vritti stays. Therefore, that vritti has not occurred. In order to take place that vritti, I am Brahman, that adhyāsa nivritti should take place. Ajnana nivritti should take place. Avidyā nivritti eva jnanam. Nothing else. And therefore, definitely, therefore, if you don't take yourself as a Brahman, then you must be taking yourself as a vehicle, etc. So, they are adhyāsa, you have not understood. Means, well, definitely ajnanam is still there. Therefore, this question, what is to be retained, if you ask, then you will understand. Anyway, vritti being kshanika, well, that removes the ignorance, and that is called vritti. That's called vritti which removes ignorance. And once that ignorance removes, then further knowledge should take place, another vritti, etc. is not true. Well, that vritti has not taken place, I don't understand, you can say, and that means you don't see the thing as it is. That you are not seeing is what is called the absence of that particular vritti, brahmakara vritti, akhandakara vritti, etc. But Swamiji, what is that akhandakara vritti? What is that akhandakara vritti? Akhandakara vritti means I am akhanda, I am whole. Yeah, I am whole means what? In seeing, you see yourself as a whole. In hearing, you see yourself as a whole. That's it. Yeah, how can I see myself as a whole? I am a seer. In a seeing, I am a seer. Yeah, that's adhyāsa. Waker. That's adhyāsa. So when adhisthānam is not understood, adhyāsa is no more adhyāsa. It's reality. That's what I say. I am consciousness. If you understand, even in your routine experiences, no experience takes place without Brahman, the consciousness, which is you. And therefore, in any experience, you see yourself as a whole, one. In experience, if you see three, adhyāsa, ajnana. All the three are one alone, knowledge. Seer, seeing an object of sight, is one alone. They are three non-separate. They are incidental attributes. Incidental. Very next moment you are not a seer, you are become a hearer. You become a walker, you become a... So therefore in any experience, the Tripudi, the triad is incidental. But they can't exist without I, the consciousness. No sight without consciousness. No seeing, cognition without consciousness. No seer without consciousness. Oh, I am whole. While seeing, you say, I am one. Oh, any one, not three. There are not three. Don't see duality here. So, could you follow what I am saying? Experience of Dvaita is there. Dvaita nivritti takes place here. You see Advaita yourself. That's called akhandakara vritti. This is a vritti. That should take place. If it doesn't take place, you say, I want to retain. I want to read. And then vritti will not be retained. But you don't need. Because the vritti pertaining to this seer sight, etc., pertaining to here, any vritti, anything in the waking state, any experience, you are an invariable, asanga factor, unconnected. All the three are you basically pervade all the three. Totally pervade. At the same time, you are invariably present in all the three, yet you are reality of all the three. They are incidental, mithya. They go away. And therefore, what is variable, you should not take, because it's subject to negation. I is one who is ready to pick up a new experience. I is one ready to pick up a new experience. New experience. You can't go anywhere, and you if you are not there, where is experience? Where is Jagat? So, this kind of a vritti should take place. If that takes place, nothing to be retained. What is to be retained here? Nothing is to be retained. I am Brahman is to be understood properly. And then anartha nivritti, no samsara. Because you are self-existing, self-revealing. You reveal everything and you exist. You exist because you exist. There is no cause for your existence. Therefore, you don't have a birth, death, anything. You don't have any change which is pertaining to the time. So, this is, we have to understand avidyā nivritti eva jnana. That's it. Anyway, Bhatta says what? Ajnana nivritti is not pramāṇa phalam. Please understand this. You may find certain things, little terse, or maybe sometime I may not be able to bring home the idea, etc. That may be possible, but catch the theme which I want to convey. Because he is a spiritual person, I always look for some other means by which I gain moksha. I have experience of a Brahman, etc., etc., which Bhāṣyakara wants to remove that notion with a lot of pain. It's still, we have not yet started, but before that, this part was there, rajju adhikamasya, etc., etc. Therefore, I am saying that. So, Bhatta says, Ajnana nivritti is not pramāṇa phalam. So, what is pramāṇam? He says, pramākaranam pramāṇam. Karanam, instrument. So, basically, it is an pramāṇam, means of knowledge, is an instrument for gaining rise to, giving rise to knowledge. So, pramayaha karanam. And therefore, it has got a capacity to produce knowledge. And prama is, that, or sambit, that's called vishaya pragatyam. So, therefore, of course, pramāṇam means it's an instrument of giving rise to knowledge, but that is instrumental. Instrument means it's an instrumental, not that pramāṇam, well, definitely, even though we also say pramāṇam gives knowledge, give rise to knowledge, but it is give rise to knowledge means simply avarana goes away. That's our contention. He says no. Basically, pramāṇam, what happens is that avarana goes away. So, pramāṇam generates a vritti and avarana goes away, but there is some special feature also is there in knowledge. And that is vishaya pragatyam. That is what he wants to convey here. So, it is not merely removal of ignorance. And Vedānta, of course, disagrees with that. And because there are a lot of problems. What will be the problems if we say vishaya pragatyam, etc.? That I will discuss in the next class. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.